Are you ready for an English listening challenge? In this video, I'm going to read you a story that's about a high intermediate level of English. As you listen, you will answer some questions to test your understanding. This is a great way to practice your English listening skills and to see how much you can understand. At the end of the story, I'll explain all of the answers and you can see how well you did. Stick around until the end of the video so you can share your score in the comments and let me know how you did. This story has 10 questions. First, read and make sure you understand all of the questions. Here they are. Now get a pen and paper so you can write down your answers to the questions as you listen. As I read, I will display the questions for you on the screen. So here goes. In a quaint seaside town known for its charming cobblestones and vibrant community, a young woman named Evelyn decided to take a break from her fast-paced city life. She had been working as a graphic designer for several years, but felt increasingly unfulfilled in her job. Seeking inspiration and a change of pace, she packed her bags and headed to the coast for a much-needed retreat. Evelyn arrived in the seaside town on a bright, sunny morning, the salty breeze filling her lungs as she stepped out of the car. The town was bustling with activity. Children were playing on the beach, couples strolled hand in hand, and vendors were setting up their stalls for the weekend market. Evelyn felt a sense of excitement and curiosity wash over her as she explored the narrow streets lined with colourful houses and blooming flowers. Her first stop was the local cafe, a cosy little place with outdoor seating that overlooked the sea. As she sipped her coffee, she took out her sketchbook and began to draw the view before her, the waves crashing against the shore and the seagulls soaring overhead. Lost in her creativity, she didn't notice when an older gentleman approached her table, admiring her drawing and complimenting her work. Evelyn learnt that he was a retired painter who had lived in the town for decades. They quickly struck up a conversation about art, and he shared his own stories as his journey as an artist. He mentioned the vibrant art community in the town and invited her to a local art exhibition that evening. Intrigued by the idea, Evelyn accepted the invitation. The exhibition took place in a charming gallery filled with paintings and sculptures from local artists. As she wandered through the exhibits, she was captivated by the diverse stories and styles that each piece conveyed. She felt a spark of inspiration igniting within her, something she hadn't felt in a long time. Later that evening, she met several local artists who welcomed her with open arms. They shared their creative processes and encouraged her to join their local art group, which met weekly. Evelyn felt a sense of belonging that she hadn't experienced before. For the first time in years, she felt excited about creating art again. Over the next few weeks, Evelyn immersed herself in the local art scene. She attended workshops, collaborated with other artists, and even exhibited some of her own work in the gallery. The town, with its scenic beauty and supportive community, breathed new life into her creativity. She spent her days painting landscapes, capturing the changing colours of the sea, and her evenings laughing with her new friends over dinner. One afternoon, while painting on the beach, Evelyn noticed a group of children building a sandcastle nearby. Their laughter was infectious, and she felt compelled to join them. Setting her brush aside, she approached the children and helped them build an elaborate sandcastle with towers and moats. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the beach, Evelyn realised how much joy this simple act had brought her. It reminded her of the carefree days of her childhood, when she spent hours lost in creativity without any pressure or expectation. Inspired by her time in the town, Evelyn decided to document her journey in a new art project. She began creating a series of paintings that reflected the beauty of the town and the warmth of its people. The project allowed her not only to express her artistic skills, but also her experiences and emotions. Months later, as she prepared for her first solo exhibition in the town, Evelyn looked back on her journey with gratitude. The town had not only reignited her passion for art, but also taught her the importance of community and connection. Well done if you've made it this far. If you're enjoying this video and finding it useful, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified every time I release a new English language learning video. Now, let's check the answers and see how well you did. Question number 1. What type of work did Evelyn do before her trip? I said she had been working as a graphic designer for several years. So before her trip, she worked as a graphic designer. Where did Evelyn go to seek inspiration? In the story, I said Evelyn headed to the coast for a much-needed retreat, arriving in a seaside town. So your answer could be the coast or a seaside town. What was the atmosphere of the town like when Evelyn arrived? I said the town was bustling with activity. This means that it was busy, but in a good way. There were lots of people around. For example, children were playing on the beach, couples strolled hand in hand, and vendors were setting up their stalls for the weekend market. So what was the atmosphere like? It was bustling with activity. What was Evelyn's first activity upon arriving in the town? I said her first stop was the local cafe. So her first activity was to go to the cafe. Who did Evelyn meet at the cafe? In the story, I said an older gentleman approached her table, and she learnt that he was a retired painter who had lived in the town for decades. So who did she meet? You could say an older gentleman or a man who was a retired painter. What event did Evelyn decide to attend after her conversation at the cafe? The retired painter invited her to a local art exhibition. Evelyn was intrigued by the idea, meaning she was interested, and accepted the invitation. So what event did she decide to attend? A local art exhibition. How did attending the event affect Evelyn's feelings about her own art? The story said she felt a spark of inspiration igniting within her. And later she became excited at the idea of creating art again. So how did the exhibition affect her feelings about her own art? You could say it reignited her inspiration, or that she felt excited about making art again. What artistic activities did Evelyn participate in during her stay? She attended workshops, collaborated with other artists, and even exhibited some of her own work in the gallery. What spontaneous activity did Evelyn engage in while at the beach? She saw a group of children building a sandcastle and felt compelled to join them. If you feel compelled to do something, it means you have a feeling that you really want or need to do something. And I said she helped them to build an elaborate sandcastle. So what activity did she engage in at the beach? She built a sandcastle. How did Evelyn's experience in the town impact her view of art and community? At the end of the story, I said the town had not only reignited her passion for art, but had also taught her the importance of community and connection. So for your answer, you could say that the town deepened her passion for art or increased her passion or enthusiasm for art, and it highlighted the importance of community and connection. So how did it go? Were you able to answer the questions? If you got most or all of them right, great job. This likely means that you have a high intermediate level of English. If you answered a few correctly, it shows that your English listening skills are good, but you would probably benefit from some more practice. And you can keep working on your listening skills by watching this video next.